Last month, I made $39,000 on Fiverr, and I want to show you that it's definitely possible. If you're thinking about Fiverr or any other freelancing platform, it's possible to make that much money. And before we go in the video, I wanted to show you, just to refresh the analytics like this, you can see, and this is a real proof. I'm still active seller on Fiverr. This is what I do. This is what I've been doing for many years. And as you can see in my analytics for the March, I was able to generate $39,000, 592 and 32 cents as well. So this is definitely possible, and I wanted to go with you and show you what you need to do in order to achieve these results, and why Fiverr could be one of the places that you might able to do that. If you're thinking to start your SMMA journey, if you're thinking to start your marketing agency or just your freelancing career, maybe this is a great start for you, because it's definitely possible to achieve these numbers. And I'm not the highest earner. There are people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars or even more per month on Fiverr. So first thing, I would like to break this down and for you to be able to understand exactly and compare between doing this on Fiverr and doing this on your website, and what kind of advantages and maybe disadvantages that Fiverr has as the platform to list your services. So, honestly, throughout my journey, for me, it was always fascinating, because my journey has not been always like this. I had good months. I was able to make actually much more than 39,000. My highest month was $64,000 on Fiverr. But then things have shifted in the service that I've been offering. And 2019, that's where because I mainly do Instagram growth, I provide Instagram growth, Instagram management, and that year Instagram has made a lot of implementations. And here you can see this circle as a service delivery circle. This is one of the most important in your whole career, right? Doesn't matter if you do it on Fiverr. On Fiverr, it's number one, because if you don't have a service that you're providing, you just not able to start your journey. You need to learn what kind of service, if it's a website design, if it's a social media management, if it's social content creation, if it's a video production, if it's video editing, or music production, music promotion. So you really need to understand in which direction you want to go at the beginning, because you can even learn this skill. For example, what I'm doing with Instagram growth, I believe every single person can do the same. I believe every single person can make that much money doing what I'm doing. I'm not unique. I'm completely normal. I have learned this by myself. But of course, it took me a lot of time to be able to build the systems, build the structures. So that's why I think I can still do it well, no matter if it's on Fiverr or off Fiverr, because my service is a recurring service, and this is something that you should focus as well. So, okay, let's go and break this down. First thing, when I talk about Fiverr, why people love it, because yes, it's gonna bring you traffic. It's gonna bring the traffic, it's gonna bring those people, the messages, inbox messages that you'll be receiving. People will be wanting to work with you. And the more you build your profile, the more credibility you're gonna have, portfolio is gonna be building up, and essentially the more traffic you're gonna get. So on Fiverr, as we look at this right now, actually I forgot to add, they have one more now, enterprise. They have several places where you can get the traffic. You can get ranked by the keywords. So for example, if we type, let's say we're gonna go best Instagram marketers Fiverr. So we will immediately see those pages where Fiverr is promoting specifically those sellers on those specific pages. That way you can collect the extra traffic from these pages. These pages are not really public on Fiverr, but they're public and they're indexed by Google, by other search engines, so you can get extra traffic. And of course, when we go inside of Fiverr, we can type, for example, Instagram. Fiverr is going to give us options. For example, let's say Instagram manager. And we immediately going to see all of these options, right? Where we can find the person that we want to work with. Or if I type just Instagram and see what the results will come up, again, we see all of these options where we can work with the seller, with a freelancer that we want to pick and we want to work. So the same when we type, for example, social media manager. again, we have a keyword and we're able to find specifically what kind of seller, what kind of freelancer we want to work with. And you can be ranking multiple times. So you can be ranking on several keywords. So that's why the keywords are very, very important, because you can be just ranking on those keywords when buyers are searching for specific things. So this is very, very important. And as you can see, the ranking might be different. You might be ranked in the first page, you might be ranked on the second page, and now you can see a lot of those are ads as well. So Fiverr is pushing a lot of traffic through the ads that you can pay directly to Fiverr, and they will push your service more. So this is one of the places. The other things, we have a pro catalog. So if any of you are thinking to become, let's say, a pro seller on Fiverr, Fiverr has a few options. One of the options, you can go, for example, search, and then you can see, in my case, I do appear at the beginning as I'm offering the Instagram growth, content management, but this is a pro catalog, meaning that the businesses who has a pro account as well, who are, let's say, more, I don't know how they choose them, but they are maybe established, or maybe they have a good history of ordering services on Fiverr, or they can be just, maybe they have a team and they have multiple people using the account, so they want to add their team members. So like this, they can hire freelancers for their needs. Maybe those are higher agency, this could be agencies as well, marketing agencies who are looking for freelancers, or corporate clients who have just a more corporate structure and they are hiring freelancers as well. The same in this pro catalog, we can search for Instagram. Let's say here I'm also appearing at the first. So as you can see, when we searched for Instagram growth, for those places, I wasn't ranked the first or in the first 2 or 3, but in this case I was able to rank first. And here we have only 110 pro freelancers, which is a very low number, to be honest, because you can see here in the normal catalog you have 9,000 people. So you already have several places, and then of course we can also go by the category, and then here we can find if we go to the digital marketing, social media marketing, by default we're going to see best selling, and here we can also see what kind of freelancers, what kind of marketers they are, and we can choose based on that. And as you can see, I was ranked in the first page before. Right now I was actually moved from the first page to I think it was maybe third page, or maybe fourth page, or maybe even, I don't know, 10 page. But as you can see, this is yes. So I'm currently on the fourth page. Again, they say that people see this differently, and of course, yes, I'm still seeing a lot of traffic coming, even though I'm doing restructures on my service, because when people go to my service right now, they need to request to order, so it's not available for everyone. So that's why maybe it's impacting my reach and also my search in the rankings. But again, this is how it works, and you have multiple options. You can have by keywords, you can have by the categories, you can have by the pro as well. So if you go here again, and Fiverr, as you will notice, they will always A/B test. So sometimes this page will look different because they're trying to see eventually what gets the most clicks, what gets the most conversions, and because they have all the data. Unfortunately, we don't. This is another downside that I think Fiverr should be giving us more opportunities. I mean, imagine you could integrate your Fiverr with the Zapier or with a make.com, right? Where we can have those requirements, and then we can link them to our maybe Google Forms or other types of course you can still do that, but it's more complicated, and Fiverr is also being very protective with that. Although we have other platforms like Etsy, for example. Etsy gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of options as well. The same as Amazon as well. When you're selling on Amazon FBA, you have all the data, all the things that you can do and automate. So I think maybe Fiverr will essentially go in that direction, and that can be a game changer. I know there are other sellers who have been talking about these things and who have been very active. So hopefully they will make the change, because that's definitely something that needs to be improved and also needs to be more flexible as well. Okay, so We have specific listings, we have promoted gigs as well, so you can promote your gigs, you can get pushed in the algorithm. Fiverr is also running paid ads as well, so like this, you can get that extra traffic. And then you have enterprise. This is something that is new to Fiverr, and there's probably other places as well, like social media. Sometimes they feature other freelancers and you have a chance to be featured as well. So honestly, you have a lot of options to be ranked and to get traffic. That's why it's the easiest way, because you don't need to do anything from your side. You don't need to be running ads. You don't need to be creating content on Instagram. You don't need to be recording the YouTube videos like this. You just need to be optimizing your profile. So this is I would say, well, this could be the first thing, right? But essentially, traffic comes to your profile. Your profile should be optimized. You should have clear. And we can go over as well just some of my examples. I can show you here what I was able to do as well. So you should definitely have your face. You should have as well the video, which is an intro video. As you can see, I have there. You should have description about your profile, and then your gigs, they must be very clear exactly what you do, your videos, your descriptions, your FAQ section. So the better your profile is going to look, the more professional it's going to look, the more conversions you're going to get. It's as simple as that. You know, even though if you have not your face on your gig picture and you're still getting orders, but then you complain and say, oh, I'm not getting enough, work on your profile. Try to make it as professional as possible. I remember back in 2015, 14, I used to record a video, and I was, you know, obviously 10 years younger than I'm right now, but I was still, you know, I was really passionate about, because I wanted this to work. I was wearing like a suit. My English was not a perfect, English is my second language, and you know, I was just trying to make that look as professional as I could. Of course, I still didn't maybe understood the whole concept, how to be professional or how to look, you know, but I knew that I need to have some shirt, I need to have maybe like not a suit, but like, you know, like a jacket, and I need to have, I need to be on the camera, I need to be present, because the clients, they are connecting with me. I want to make sure when I'm working with the client, they remember my name, they remember my face, because later on, maybe if I'm active on social media, my clients could also find me there, or they can resonate with me. That's what happened to me, you know, because when you go as a kind of like a ghost, you know, as a faceless as account, first of all, Fiverr wants to make sure that you go with your real name and you can prove your identity. This is the most important. And the second, the more transparent and open, doesn't matter. Guys, I know that you might be watching this video and you're thinking, okay, you probably have, you know, English good, you can speak on camera. But when I started, I wasn't comfortable. I know I was terrible at this. I was shy, and I'm still shy, you know. Doesn't matter. I'm not from, I wasn't born in the US, you know, I wasn't born, English is not my first language, so I had to learn the language. And I have an accent, obviously, you know, you can hear me. But the same for you, doesn't matter where you're coming from, you know. You need to just love yourself. You need to be thankful of who you are. And you need to work on building your personality, on building your own path. Don't look at others, because I'm also looking at some guys like, you know, the Americans, you know, US native. Yes, of course they will have advantage, you know, like, because they, let's say if a US client wants to work with their, let's say, US native person. Yes, I mean, will be advantage, because, you know, they will understand right away that's a US person, probably, you know, good experience, because they tried to hire someone overseas who was maybe cheaper, and then in the end they were not happy about the quality. I mean, unfortunately, these things are happening in the world, but doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter how you look, work on building that personal brand. Try to improve yourself, because you're not gonna do this in one day. It takes time. It took me a lot of time as well. Once I started making like more income from Fiverr, I hired a videographer who was with me. A lot of you guys maybe remember him if you watch my previous videos from a long time ago. Alex, he was filming me, we were traveling together, and he helped me become, you know, more comfortable on camera. He helped me also, you know, kind of like understand this more. And yeah, I mean, I'm very appreciative for all of things that he was able to, you know, help me, teach me as well. I had also other people who were kind of like guiding me in this direction. And, you know, I think it takes time. You know, it will happen to you. You will get better. You will practice. You will learn. You will show up more professional. You will speak more freely, natively. But you need to start right now. Watching this video, just after this video, go and create your video on Fiverr and put it on your profile. You need to make these steps. Your profile on Fiverr, it's like it's your business, you know. The more professional you will make, the more money you're gonna make, the more business is gonna grow. This is as simple as that. Many times we look at, oh, what I'm doing wrong, I'm not getting traffic. Yes, because you look like everyone else on Fiverr. And if you go, for example, I've been going over this many times. Now it is kind of better. We have faces, we have people speaking on camera, and you can see, like, you know, let's go to her profile. 8 orders in queue, 348 euros as well. That's, you know, more than $350. Yes, she's doing well. I mean, she's level 2 seller. She doesn't have a lot of orders and reviews for this gig. But why? Because people see her and they probably resonate with her. They're like, okay, Alexandra, she's doing well. Like, I like how she speaks. I like what she says. I'm going to work with her, you know. Don't look at this as like, oh, I look bad on camera, this might give me a disadvantage. It's not going to give you a disadvantage. It's going to give you the clients who will resonate with you, with your philosophy, with your methods, with your approach. That's what happens to me. I have clients who, you know, who resonates with my philosophy, how I work, what results I bring. That's why this should be with you as well. For example, we have, you know, Joy as well. I know him well. He's a seller, also a great person as well. You know, it's been growing his journey. Borislav as well, like he's showing his face, but then he has this animated video. Compare the animated video. I would rather you go and just record yourself. For example, we had another case like, you know, Chriselle. She's been doing well. You know, just sitting like, look, it looks authentic. You know, it's like, yeah, she's telling. Okay, you know, there will be no perfect person or the methods that they're using. You know, each of them have their own personality. Each of them have their own approach, and that's how clients are able to pick. You know, Tom, again, I've been mentioning him before. Great, authentic. Yes, of course, every service is different. But again, look at this. It does work. He has 9 orders in queue. I think he was able to improve. Maybe that's why the video is working. But again, what, for example, I will tell for him is that don't keep this video for a long time. Try to make it better next time. Try to optimize it more. Try to maybe come up with different, you know, work on this on a monthly basis, maybe on every 2 months, 3 months. Try to update it. Maybe don't update every month, but at least, you know, try to see what you can improve, and then in the next time you record it, try to do something better. Try to innovate. Try to think outside of the box as well. Okay, so let's go back to the service delivery. So this is the most important thing. Once you have this service delivery, you can do anything. That's why I want you to guys, for example, for me, I'm doing Instagram growth, and it's not an easy service. It's a great service because it's able to bring me recurring revenue, but it's a lot of pain in the ass service because Instagram is changing, things are changing. Some days I can have 400 clients, then something gets changed, all the clients get upset, I need to change the system. So it's, yes, but it could be a good service. Most of the time it's great, but when something gets changed, we just need to adapt, and we need to be ready to have some time where we suffer because of the limits. But still, this service works. You know, in my case, I know I can do this. I know I can deliver this service. That means I can go and sell this service on my own website, you know, and just connect with clients, because this is the most important thing. It doesn't matter your traffic, your website, how does it look. Your service delivery is the most important. That's why if you're struggling, for example, now, try to learn some other services, try to learn some other things that sellers are doing. But this is the most important. And then, of course, if we do this well, Fiverr is going to push your gig more in the ranking. So if you do your service well, if you have 5-star reviews, clients are happy, then your service is going to go up. If you're not doing well, your service is going to go down. So, let's now talk about this. What does Fiverr gives you besides income, besides your clients and other things? Fiverr, if you think about Fiverr as a way of, okay, what should I do next? You need to understand you're probably not going to do Fiverr forever. If you do this, first of all, because we don't know how long Fiverr is going to live, probably they're going to be for a while, since their goal is to keep growing, to keep pushing. But for you, you need to understand, will you be doing Fiverr for all your life? What will happen 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, or 5 years from now? Doesn't matter at which stage you are. If you have been making a lot of money, if you have been making maybe comfortable enough, but you need to ask yourself, how can you pass to the next step? And the next step is very simple. You need to learn on how you will be able to, let's say, automate your Fiverr. And by automate, I mean, not necessarily outsource, but how you can build the processes inside of your Fiverr account. So like this, you can maybe just focus on recording videos like this, like I'm doing, and your business is still running. This is the most fascinating thing, and for me as well, because I started my journey, for example, if we go back in Fiverr does show it 2017, but I started it before 2017. So yes, I started at the beginning and I was doing most of my work. I was replying to messages. I had 2 team members actually who were helping me with the orders, and then it started to grow. I started to have more team members. We started to grow as a bigger team as well. And then in 2019, we had this big collapse of basically, as you can see, revenue goes down, a lot of refunds, and then 2020 I quit Fiverr, and then 2021 I started to come back to Fiverr, and etc. And when I started to come back, my goal was like, okay, I want to try to repeat my, let's say, success, because my highest month, I believe, was at 63,000. Actually, I think it was a little bit more, 64,000. And I was like, okay, I want to repeat the same progress, but I want to try to do this with minimum, let's say, investments, or investment to hiring someone, or because in 2018 we had like more than 15 people, close to probably like 20 people, and that was really, really stressful. And then 2021 I came back, I was like, okay, maybe I can do this with the minimal efforts. And as you can see, the journey has been great, but then it has, it has downsides again. And then 2023, that's where we started to grow consistently. And, it was a really great year, to be honest. And 2024, we're still doing well, but, things are changing in the service, and, who knows how it's going to be, because entrepreneurship is unpredictable. Some days you can have good things, some days you can have bad things, but you just have to be prepared for this and try to always optimize your services and keep on. So the goal here is, how can you pass to the next step? The next step is, of course, you need to hire people. You need to hire people, you need to hire talent, you need to look for someone who can be working for you or with you, whatever. I don't really like to always say like work for you, but let's say with you, and that person needs to help you optimizing the process you have. So you have Fiverr inbox, you have Fiverr order messages, you have fulfillment as well. So for example, if you're offering, let's say, content creation, social media content creation, you probably need to be creating content, right? So someone has to create content, because you cannot create content and then schedule the content and then answer inbox and then deliver orders and then do the revisions, because that's going to be a nightmare. Don't be greedy, don't think, oh, I will do everything myself, because yes, you can do everything yourself and you can make a good money and you can be like, okay, I'm making cash, I'm good, what else I need? But that's not going to be sustainable, because, in your life, things happen, you need to go somewhere, things are happening, you won't be able to keep up with the same pace, because, it's not about how disciplined you are, it's more about how sustainable you will be, how long you're gonna last. Because at some point you will be like, shit, I cannot do this anymore, I want to take a break, or I want to quit, or you have problems with your health. Hopefully it will never happen to you, but who knows, And let's say if you switch off for 2 days, who is going to answer your messages, who is going to do the designs, who is going to deliver the orders, because it's going to collapse, the whole business is going to collapse. So your goal is to think about, okay, how can I make so that, let's say if I'm making 39, for example, March, $39,000. Okay, I can give, let's say, I don't know, let's say $10,000. So I will make $19,000, right? Or let's say 20 or whatever, you know, how many you want. Let's say I'm going to get $20,000, right? So I'm at $19,000. So I will give away $20,000, but I take $19,000 and I don't need to touch my Fiverr account. Would you want that? Or would you want to take, let's say, $39,000, you have some expenses, but you have to be like every day on, you know, basically you wake up, you do inbox, you do orders, you do designs, you finish in the late evening, you go to sleep, you wake up and you repeat the same. Weekends might be a little bit slower because it's usually not the same as the weekdays, but that's gonna how it will happen. So do you want this? Or do you want to take $19,000 home? Doesn't mean that you take $19,000 home and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to Maldives, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna chill. You can do this and your business will be still running, imagine. But in reality, it's not like this. You still need to manage people, you still need to lead your team, you need to pay your team, you need to do other things. But those things can be not, let's say, routine, but they can be more strategic, you know? So meaning that you can think about the services that you can offer besides what you have. You can think about, okay, how can I actually replicate my model into this format where I have my website? So you can, like this, you can focus on Fiverr and you can focus on your own website, because Fiverr, you have someone who is taking care of that, helping you, and now you can just fully build your website with the same structure. So like this, you can have clients coming to your website. So guys, I've been doing also this mistake. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a mistake. This is an experience. And you need to, at some point, you're going to realize that. You're going to think this, yes, I cannot do this anymore. I will rather give 20,000 to someone who is going to do this professionally and, you know, who is going to care the same as I care. And I will be able to use my time to move on, you know, to continue. And it's going to be your choice. Your choice can continue to scale, and you can do this, you can do YouTube, you can do education, you can do coaching, consulting, right? You can do other things. Or you can just go to Maldives and you can just enjoy, and you can make $19,000. You just take them in your pocket, of course, after your taxes or all the other payments, etc. You take whatever you make, you have someone who is taking care of that, and that's it. And you can just live your life, you know. It's your choice. I'm not saying this is bad. This is everyone's choice. Everyone wants to live the life differently. My choice as well. My choice is to record this video for you. My choice is to take care of my Fiverr. So I'm, you know, doing this, doing things the most. But then at some point I'll be like, okay, I'm actually ready to outsource more things, and now I want to have someone who can take care of messages, who can take care of other things. In my agency, in my Fiverr agency right now, we have a lot of things are, let's say, automated, meaning that I have people who are doing designs, content creation, content design, because I don't do this myself. I have a team for that. Also, my wife, she's helping me a lot in the content creation side, content management side. So, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, your wife or your partner, your friend, but you have someone who is doing that, you know, that's one thing. Plus, with the growth, I also have someone who is doing that for me, who is managing client campaigns, who is looking at their analytics, making sure everything is right. And then I'm doing a lot of communication. I still have a lot of on my plate on the communication. That takes the most, because everything that goes to me. But in the future, I would like to come back to my concept where I used to do. I have a team member who was replying to most of the messages, and then I decided I will take it myself because I can do it better, let's say. In reality, when you hire someone, it's not that you will do that, you know, that person will do worse or better. Yes, they will not do the same as you, but if they do at least 85% already good, that's enough for you to keep improving that 15% in the next few months, or, you know, few weeks, few years, whatever you want to say. So yes, again, I just wanted to give you this perspective because, you know, many times we see things that are numbers and, you know, millions of dollars and, you know, achievements, but we don't see really what's behind these numbers and what's actually going into these numbers and how much people are actually making. And in the end, when I look at this, I will be like, okay, you know, it probably makes more sense for you because your time is the most valuable time. You don't want to push yourself in the process where you can possibly hire someone, maybe you pay them good enough, you know, a good salary enough. But like this, you free your time because your time is the most valuable and you can use your time to build more, to continue expanding. Because even on Fiverr, like Fiverr can give you all of this growth. Like you can be getting all of this traffic, but then you will still hit your ceiling. I talked about this in the previous videos. You will hit your ceiling and you will stay there. It will be still good, you know, like, okay, let's say making that much money and, you know, you will think that, okay, I don't really need that much money. This is already enough. I can maybe, you know, make in 1 month equals to the salary of my of a yearly salary in my country. You know, this can be true, but essentially it's all about your mindset, how you think, you know. And if you want to go to the next level and continue to expand, you need to think about, okay, I learned myself, I was able to do it myself, now I can find a person who I will teach, and that person is going to do what I did before, and I will go and continue to build my you know, pyramid, for example, pyramid. Yeah. So guys, again, this is how the journey can be. On your own website is the same. You know, you have the traffic sources where you can drive traffic. You have your website. You have incentives. If it's like a free analysis that you can offer them, or a Zoom call as well, then you're doing your service delivery, and then you have no limits. Because you can connect with as many clients as you want, you can do whatever you want, you can charge them how much do you want, you keep all of the money besides the, you know, fees of Stripe, PayPal, or other payment providers that you're using, and you have a full control. So that's the idea. So guys, thank you so much for taking your time watching this video. Thanks for all of your support. If you want to learn more, I do have a newsletter which can be very useful for you, and you can just go to the freelancehustle.com. You can subscribe to the newsletter to stay in touch with all of my information. I try to make every newsletter as valuable as possible, going over details, going over my examples. And also, if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will be able to access the Fiverr course for free. It used to be a paid course. I made it for free. So, you know, feel free to reply as well. If you receive a newsletter from me, feel free to reply as well. I will be happy to help. And of course, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to, you know, have questions, just, you know, send me a message on Instagram. You can just connect me on Instagram. And please, when you do message me on Instagram, try to write your you know, question or what you're struggling. You know, if you just message, hey, I might not respond to you, but if you message with something that you want to say to me, I'm going to read it 100%. So feel free to send me a message on Instagram. Feel free to subscribe to the newsletter. Hope this video was useful, and see you in the next one.